6:31 now, most viewed on our website right now. The idea to add a satanic statue to the state capitol grounds. The Satanic Temple is hoping to erect a 9-foot-tall bronze goat-headed monument. The organization filed a formal request with the Arkansas Capitol Arts and Grounds Commission yesterday. This comes after lawmakers approved a privately funded Ten Commandments monument earlier this year.
They're going to have a very difficult time finding a pretext with which to deny us, and we will pursue legal action if they decide to do so, and it appears as viewpoint discrimination.
The commission is expected to respond to the letter by the end of this week. There is no timeline, however, for when a final decision will be made. The Jefferson County Quorum Court getting closer to handing down stricter laws when it comes to vicious animals. Last night, leaders met to discuss passing an ordinance some say is long overdue. This comes after Dedrick Johnson of Pine Bluff was mauled to death by 7 pit bulls in March. Right now, there's a $25 fine, but this new proposal would raise it to more than $500 plus jail time.
You just got to have something there to try to prevent anything like this from ever happening again.
Quorum Court members expect to pass the measure on Monday. Officials, meanwhile, say there have been 3 deaths in the last 5 years in Jefferson County because of vicious animals. Voters in Fayetteville approve an ordinance that will now protect the LGBT community. According to the Washington County Election Commission, the proposal passed in yesterday's election 52.7% to 47.2%. The measure will extend anti-discrimination protections in matters of employment, housing, and public services. A 17-year-old who Little Rock police called extremely dangerous is now in police custody. THV 11's Phil Buck now has more on why police have been searching for the teen and his brother.
Cedric West, despite being wanted for questioning by police, had been active on social media all day Tuesday. Shortly after noon, he posted on his Facebook page that he had finished eating and was about to, quote, do the right thing. Less than 2 hours later, he showed up at the Little Rock Police 12th Street precinct.
Say, man, you got anything you want to say?
Tell all my homeboys I love them. Tell my mama I love them.
Police, meanwhile, aren't saying which murder investigation the West brothers are suspected to be associated with.
At this point, you're not calling them suspects, you're calling them people of interest.
That's correct, yes, sir. Okay. They're not suspects in the homicide. They're persons of interest. They were at the scene. The detectives wanted to speak with them. They had warrants out.
Phil Buck, THV 11 News.
And according to the Department of Community Correction, both brothers were charged with battery and aggravated assault from an incident from last year. They were each given 8 years of probation. Sherwood police trying to figure out who is stealing lion statues from people's yards and then putting them up for sale at a North Little Rock flea market. Sherry Bruno says she first noticed her lawn decor missing Sunday. She then posted what happened on Facebook and found out her neighbors had similar stories.
I don't know if I'll get my lines back, but as a community, we've got to stick together. Otherwise, people are going to continue stealing things out of our yard and out of our cars.
Bruno says she's now waiting to hear back from police. She says she hopes to get her lions back this weekend. Pulaski County deputies need your help tracking down a man caught on video stealing a family's grill. The sheriff's office released it yesterday. It happened Friday on East Republican Road. Deputies say the man backed up to the house, as you see here, and loaded the grill up. The family was not home at the time. If you recognize him, give police a call. At least 14 people are recovering this morning after a British Airways jet caught fire as it was getting ready for takeoff in Las Vegas. 159 passengers and 13 crew members escaped on emergency slides. Most of those injuries happened as people slid down the inflatable chutes. The cause of last night's fire, meanwhile, is still being investigated. Today marks the first day of class for students in Seattle, Washington, but they could be without teachers. Members of the Seattle Education Association voted to walk out if there wasn't an agreement made. That's about 5,000 instructors. Right now, teachers say they have issue with pay raises, teacher evaluations, and the length of the school day. Meanwhile, parents are still trying to decide what to do with their kids during the day. Serena Williams one step closer now to a rare tennis grand slam. She defeated her older sister Venus in 3 sets on Tuesday in the quarterfinals at the U.S. Open. Wendy Gillette reports now from New York.
Serena and Venus Williams warmly hugged after a hard-hitting match on a steamy summer evening in New York City. Serena won in 3 sets, taking her into the U.S. Open women's singles semifinals and another level closer to her bid for a calendar year Grand Slam.
We are very, very tough competitors on the court, but, you know, once the match is over, or the second it's done, you know, we're sisters, we're roommates, and we're all that.
The number 1 seed has faced her older sister Venus 27 times, 5 of them at the U.S. Open. Serena has now won 16 of the 27 matches. Well-known faces filled Arthur Ashe Stadium Tuesday evening, including Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, and Kim Kardashian. They may be back for the finals, but first Serena has to beat out Italian Roberta Vinci in the semifinals on Thursday. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.
Serena Williams has won 21 major championships. Venus has won 7. The Department of Education announcing its plan for completing a review of standards for math and English language in Arkansas. The director of the curriculum instruction says they're recruiting teachers from across Arkansas to help rewrite them. The first meeting is set for next month, but initial recommendations for public comment will come in the spring.
Our goal is to make sure that at the end, when we submit our final product, it really is a representation of what we need in Arkansas in our classrooms for our students.
They hope to finish the process by next summer. Education standards explain what students from K through 12th grade are expected to know and do. This process comes every 6 years. The University of Arkansas now accepting applications for its first online-only university. It's aimed to help non-traditional students seeking a degree. eVersity offers certificates and degrees in 5 areas, including business, criminal justice, and healthcare management. The system president says he hopes reaching students this way will strengthen the state's workforce and overall economy. Happening today, Metro Plan holding a dedication ceremony to celebrate the completion of the Southeast Trail. The newly designated bike route extends from the Clinton Presidential Park to the Terry Locken Dam. The 13-mile bicycle trail adds to the Arkansas River Trail system, bringing the total miles of trails to more than 100. The ceremony starts at 10 o'clock this morning at Dassault Falcon Jet, which is in Little Rock. At the state's capital, starting at 10 o'clock, a press conference to raise awareness about suicide prevention. It's being held by the Women's Council on African American Affairs. They plan to announce the upcoming 2015 Suicide Prevention Conference on September 30th. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. The North Little Rock School District dedicating 2 of its newest elementary schools. This morning at 9:30, school leaders will hold a ceremony for Glenview Elementary. Tomorrow, it will be Indian Hill's turn. Today's dedication is on East 19th Street in North Little Rock. Still to come this morning, there is a local country star making a name for himself. Coming up, we will visit with Blaine Howard and find out how he is making his mark on country music. Plus, Pandora is paying tribute to its listeners. Find out what the deal is behind Listener Love Day and how you can take part. Tom?
After the break, we'll talk about stormy weather and whether or not thunder will continue to roll in the forecast. We'll be right back. Wednesday's weather song of the day.